folks, this is all the fruit, and today I found a swarm of swarming bees. Ain't they beautiful? You know I like all sweet things, and yeah, fruits might be the number one, but honey is a close second. So what do you do when you find a swarm of bees on a tree trunk and the gardening company is already waiting to cut the grass around here, but don't want to be stung? Well, fortunately I'm not only connected with all those gardening companies because I'm taking care of the orchids in the area, but also the only beekeeper I know works in this building here. Yeah, almost all beekeepers except the really big ones have a 9-to-5 job and are doing the beekeeping as sort of a hobby or side hustle. So he's on his way to collect those bees. Well, how come that bees are suddenly sitting on a tree? Well, usually in spring, when there are a lot of working bees but not so many larvae, those bees kind of don't have a lot to do, so they basically breed a couple new queens and then leave the beehive with the queen. Part of the bees leave the beehive with the queen, the other ones stay to serve the other queens. It's a little bit early, I would say, early May. Usually this happens in early summer, but climate change makes everything happen earlier. I must be careful because see the dancing bees in the middle? I don't know if you can see it, that I don't want to get closer, but that's the way bees communicate. Bees have their own type of GPS, so to speak. When a bee finds something interesting, she comes back to the swarm, usually to the hive, now to the swarm hanging here on the tree, and starts dancing. And that's not a random dance, but this dance basically shows the bees shows the other bees what she found, in which direction and how far. And from time to time I see bees which are dancing. Basically this swarm, usually consisting of a couple thousand bees who leave the beehive with the old queen, sends out hundreds of scouts to look for a nice hollow tree or a nice little cave, or nowadays of course also a lot of structures in the buildings. But during their travels and their search they gather in certain locations, and that's in certain open locations, and that's usually when a beekeeper can come and collect them. Usually they would be somewhere really high on a tree, but in this case we have this luck that they are very low. That means they are easy to catch without using heavy machinery. Basically around here, if you don't catch them, they will die due to varroa or cold winters or stuff. So as much as I would like a lot of bees, see the dancing bees, a lot of bees roaming around here, well, firstly they are kind of not native to Germany according to most scientists, so they are basically considered kind of an invasive species by some people. And on the other hand, they cannot survive on their own. That's why the best thing that can happen to them is for a beekeeper to collect them and start taking care of them and giving them medicine and food and so on. So he needs to get some more equipment, but first he's wetting the bees with water so that they don't fly away. And it seems that they are quite docile because he's going there without any protection. Yeah, you cannot say that my work day is boring. The box is here. As you can see, the bees are already checking it out. I see 3 or 4 scouts going into the box, looking around the box. And now, well, either they can just go into the box on their own account, or we will have to persuade them with a little bit more direct measures. So now the bees are being brushed and I'm standing here in shorts and t-shirt while those guys have full body protection, and bees are being brushed into this bucket while they're being kept wet. The water is just to keep the wings wet so that they cannot fly away. Now they are being put in here, and see this lid. This lid has slits, and those slits are so thin that the worker bees can basically get in and out, but not the queen. Warum hast du das jetzt komplett zugemacht? Sollen da nicht noch... Und die andere? Ja. Wenn die Königin nicht dabei ist, lasse ich die. Da hat es ja Bienen in der Nähe. Ah, die fliehen zurück. Okay, so this is the... he already put the lid. He says that the ones which are still outside, they can stay here. This is the official beekeeper of the physics building. The physics building is here in the background. So he says those are 99% his bees, because there are no other bees around here. So the bees which cannot get into the box will just go back to their old beehive. Together with their old buddies, they will just take care of the new queens. While the bees which are in the box, they will take care of the queen, which got brushed together with them into the box. You see, at the beginning there were just very few bees which didn't get brushed into the bucket and then into the box. Now there are a lot more. I think those are the scouts coming back. They are just so shocked that the swarm has gone. They have no idea where it is. And so, as I said, if they don't get into the box with some method, they will just fly back the 50 meters to the roof of this building where the old beehive is, and then they'll continue doing their old job for the new queens. Now we have a problem. At first, the university beekeeper said we'll need all day long till the evening, and then he brushed them into the bucket very quickly, just within a minute. The company already thought they could continue working here, but now he thinks he didn't get the queen, and without the queen it's not working. And then the wife of our beekeeper says that the bees are gathering now at the base of the tree. Can you see them? At the base there is a cluster of bees. All the scouts coming back. Das was... die fliegen mir schon um die Ohren. Okay, let's let her film. She has better protection.
Hi guys, now you can see the bees are here in a new cluster, and it seems there is the queen. Maybe. That's the question. Is the bean in the box or not? Let's see. So I give you back to Stavko.
Danke. So I hope she explained everything. Basically they think the queen was not in the big cluster up there, the big cluster they collected, but somewhere down the base of the tree. So now they have to wait for a new cluster to form and then have to get her into the box. Yeah. Well, when I say bees are probably, or the honeybees are probably not native to Germany, basically, yeah, all the... sind die Bienen eigentlich in Deutschland einheimisch, die Honigbienen?
Ja.
Ah, okay, she says they are native to Germany, so there seems to be several different opinions on this. Basically, those big beehives in nature, in a natural forest, usually all the wild bees will be enough for pollination. But around here, if you want plentiful fruits, especially in like big orchards, big plantations. Germany has a lot of those canola or rapeseed plantations. We basically need those honeybees, also the domesticated honeybees. That's why they do fulfill kind of an important ecological role. No bees. Without the bees we'll have very few fruits, because almost nothing has been artificially pollinated in Germany, and most of the fruit trees, they rely on some type of wild bees or bumblebees or domesticated bees to pollinate them. Now it seems they are packing up the box so that it goes into the car, and I guess they're gonna put the other bees somewhere else. She's carefully cutting away all the little root shoots from the tree so that they can work there comfortably. Yeah, and from time to time some of those bees are checking me out, but they still haven't. I think they have enough troubles there. They don't see me as the major threat, so for now I'm safe. So she says there seems to be a crack at the tree, and maybe the queen is sitting in this crack. Also, she says only in Australia and in America there were no honeybees. Here we had the same species as a wild honeybee. Yeah, and now they are trying to catch just the queen, because the other bees, they can go back to their other beehives here on top of this building. Now he's already got a box full of bees. Now he just needs the queen. However, if there is a crack down here in the tree, that makes everything even more difficult. Uh-oh, no, don't check out my, get away from my junk. Don't sting me. Danke. Yeah, if you wonder what it means to be checked out by actually yeah, well, working bees or yeah, like it's basically quite a popular slang word for professional ladies in German. So one of those professional ladies is checking out your junk. Okay, now a couple of them are checking out my face. One of them got under the protective clothing, und du hast noch eine auf dem Rücken. Soll ich die mal wegmachen? Okay, I think that she got at least one under her cover. And he's checking out whether he got the queen. They watered the bees. Now he is there without protection, but he knows what he's doing. I'm basically the only person in my family who never tried to have bees or never attempted to have bees. So I have no idea about the details, but he has a ton of bees for many years, so.
Mich hat eine erwischt. Wo? Mal gekrabbelt. Ja. Ist gestorben? Ja. Nicht richtig, aber es hat gezwickt.
Ja, das wird aber dick dann.
Egal.
Was ist mit der Königin?
Die scheint im Ding drin zu sein. Ich habe ja das vorhin mit Wasser bespritzt.
Aha.
Und am Stamm sind dann die Pheromone der Königin.
Ah.
Und da werden die nach ohne Flosse sein, weil ich sehe keine, das sind ja wirklich ganz wenig Bienen im Endeffekt. Und da ist jetzt keine Königin dabei. Und die sind jetzt, also ich kann vielleicht heute Abend noch mal gucken, aber ich denke nicht, dass da irgendwo
Well, he says most probably he got the queen bee into the box.
Weil jetzt bildet sie ohne auch keine Gruppe mehr. Ich habe noch mal
and he thinks when he sprayed, the pheromones from the queen just flew down with the water to the base. He says now he sprayed the base again and they are not making a big cluster on the base. Basically it seems like they are just searching desperately and smelling the pheromones which are still sticking to the bark. He will come later, he will come back later and check again. But there are so few bees that he can check out every single one. The queen is bigger and especially longer and looks a bit different. And he sees he cannot see a queen sitting on the bark. So he thinks that most probably he got her into his box. As I said, those bees who are left behind, they can just go back to the beehive and serve the new queens, or they can either fly out with some of the new queens, later maybe a couple more swarms will be formed, or they can stay in the beehive and serve the one new queen which is gonna be the new queen of this beehive. Yeah, those poor little girls, they are so desperate. Their queen, she's basically, their world has disappeared, but they'll recover. Friends Klaus and Rosie, very prolific collectors of rare fruits, vegetables and ornamentals. Also, Rosie told me, yeah, the bees have a certain monetary value because this is basically the perfect combination of a queen, workers, drones, and all are well fed with honey before they set out for their journey. So basically, yeah, such a swarm has a value of about 150 to 200 euros at least. But he also said, if you find it up in those trees 10-15 meters above ground, basically no beekeeper will come and collect them because paying for a crane is gonna be too expensive. She said, yeah, basically, yeah, if the fire brigade or the owner of the tree wants to get rid of them, and if they rent the crane, some beekeeper will do it, but no beekeeper will pay a couple €100 just to rent the crane to collect some bees which are not hurting anybody up in a tall tree. I finished my work in marking the orchids before the grass is being cut. Yeah, this is, I think they are really pissed. Well, everybody's gone except for the bees. The bees are still hanging around here, sticking to two. Okay. Oh, there is over half a dozen near me. I'm gone. Bees are basically sticking to two spots on the bark. One here and one down there. Oh well. Let's see. The beekeepers are gonna come back in the evening to check on them again. So folks, this was how you catch a swarm of wild bees. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit and sometimes honey videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit and also honey-rich city of Heidelberg. And if you want to receive more such content, it's not enough to just subscribe to my channel because YouTube kinda doesn't like recommending my videos anymore. Better press the little bell icon to be notified of any new uploads.